Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here today. Today I'm going to be telling you guys how to get your life together in 2021. I know I'm excited. This year's definitely been difficult, but I feel like I've grown so much as a person, and I wouldn't take that back. I know a lot of people have had it worse, and I'm just grateful that we've all been able to get through this year together. So without further ado, let's just get right on into the video. So the first tip I have for you, and this one is literally vital if you want to do any of the following after this, and that is to cut off anything that is toxic in your life. Whatever is wasting your time, your mental health, your money, your energy, you need to let it go. Whether that is a friend, whether that's a significant other, whether that's a bad habit, I don't know what it is for you, but it's time to let it go. I'm not just gonna sit here and tell you guys to let it go, because it's really not that easy, and there are small steps that you need to take in order to achieve this goal of cutting out the toxic people, habits, whatever it is. The first step is to recognize and accept that this thing is causing you issues. Next, you need to realize that you have the power over your mind, you have the power over your well-being, no one else, and that you can take the measures needed in order to establish a safe distance from these things. And I'd like to say that toxicity is relative. You have to decide when you need to remove something from your life and how you're going to do it. In order to decide that something needs to be removed from your life, you need to follow these 3 steps. Toxic people will try to control you, and toxic habits will try to control you. Second, anything toxic in your life is going to take something from you without giving anything back in return. And 3, toxic people and habits are not truthful. Let's talk about toxicity and control. People who don't take ownership and authority in their own lives usually want to control your life and try to handle what you're dealing with. The toxic way in which they do this is deceit and manipulation. I also want to say that a habit can become toxic when it controls you. It manipulates you into thinking that you can't stop it, that you can't live without it, but you really can live without a person, live without a habit. You really can. What you have to do is just realize that you are in control. This person or habit is not in control of your life. Second, let's talk about how toxic people take stuff without offering anything in return. I like to think of toxic people and habits as leeches. They'll just keep on you as long as you're willing to let them before you just pull them off and say enough is enough. While that might be kind of a weird comparison, I think it's really true. They're taking everything they want from you and you're not getting anything in return. Third is to be aware. Toxic people are not always going to be truthful with you. Most of the time they're dishonest, even if you don't know it. They're feeding you lies through manipulation, and you're letting it happen. You're the only one that can put a stop to this, and I'm gonna go ahead and share some ways that you can put a stop to this. First, practice your boundaries if you can. I know in some situations you can't always do that, but limit the time you spend with this person or this habit. Second, do not bring them up in conversation. Never talk about them behind their backs. Don't talk about your habit with another person. It's all in your power, and there's no reason to share that with anyone else. Third, for people, unfollow them on social media. I promise that once you do this, you're not gonna have as much of that temptation to go see what they're doing and kind of spy on them in some way. Fourth, when it's done, it's done. Don't let this person or habit back into your life and make it permanent. You can do it. You have the power over your own life. And let's talk specifically about habits for a minute. If you're having a lot of trouble removing a habit from your life, whenever you think about that, so I'm just going to use nicotine as an example. So whenever you're thinking about wanting to use your nicotine, maybe, and I don't want to generalize too much because I know addictions can vary, and sometimes you genuinely need medical help, but if your addiction is somewhat under control and you feel like you might be able to do what I can recommend, that would be great. So when you think about your nicotine. Maybe go on a walk, do some type of exercise is what usually clears my mind. Or maybe go to Starbucks or go get coffee or something. Call a friend, just do something to distract you from doing those habits. My second tip for getting your life together in 2021 is to limit your phone usage. The majority of us are extremely addicted to their phones. I know I'm pretty addicted myself. And with the society and culture we live in, that's just the social norm. And why I do think that phones are great for communication and they create so many great opportunities, I also think they can be really, really damaging to our mental health. So here is what I have to recommend for you. And these are all things that I have done myself. So 1, go to your settings in your phone and turn on your screen time. If you already have it turned on, that's great, but this is the first step in the mindfulness surrounding your phone. So step 2, I want you to spend 1 day on your phone. Usually for most people, this is like 6 to 8 hours a day. Maybe you do it less than that, and that's great. But I want you to go on your phone for 1 day straight, just how you usually would. At the end of the day, check your screen time, what time you spent on what apps, and just jot down how you're feeling mentally. Then go 1 day without using social media. So this would include Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you use. So go 1 day, just, you can still text your friends, you can call your family, anything like that, but just don't go on social media for 1 day, 24 hours. Then jot down a little bit about your level of consciousness and just how you're feeling mentally in general. I'm pretty sure that your happiness and your level of consciousness will largely differ day 1 compared to day 2. And you can do with that what you like. If you're okay with how you're feeling, continue on. But if you aren't, maybe think about trying to make some changes in some way in your life in regards to your phone usage. Thirdly, watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix. It's probably on YouTube too. It is so shocking and eye-opening. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you'll really get an insight into how much your phone controls you and how much your mental health and your whole just level of oblivion as to what your mind is going through all day with these devices. Once you truly realize how much your phone controls you, you'll probably want to spend a few less hours a day on it. My third tip is to start journaling. Oh my gosh, journaling has changed my life for the better in so many different ways. If you're just starting out with journaling and you've never really done it before, I highly recommend getting the 5-minute journal off of Amazon. I think they also sell it at Urban Outfitters as well and on their website. With the 5-minute journal, you journal 5 minutes at night and 5 minutes in the morning. It's not that much of a time dedication, and it truly shifts the way you think. It includes daily gratitude, daily affirmations, and at the end of the day, it provides a little reflection of what you could have done better or what you would have changed about your day and small goals that you'd like to set for the next day. With this, I feel like you just really get a clearer headspace and are more likely to focus on the good things that are happening over the bad. And if you don't want to invest in a fancy journal like the 5-minute journal, I think they generally run for maybe $25 on Amazon. If you guys don't want to do that, you can literally go to the store and buy a 50-cent notebook and just look up prompts on Pinterest and just write them down, answer them, all that kind of stuff. That works great too. I've done that before and it's just as good, honestly. And something that I do as well is journaling for the law of attraction and manifestation, and this is really great too. I feel like it definitely has enhanced my life in a lot of different ways. If you don't know much about the law of attraction or manifestation, I'd love to make another video on that, so make sure you comment down below and let me know. To keep it short, you essentially write down things in present tense that you want to accomplish, whether they're goals, like I want to save up this amount of money by this date, or value-based, which I usually do, and that's like I am a kind person. So you're going to write everything that you do in present tense. That is the key. So for example, I am so grateful to be a kind person. So by doing this, your subconscious mind already knows that it's achievable, and essentially it rewires your brain to allow your mind to know that that goal is going to happen. Also, very vital, you need to visualize after you manifest. When you're visualizing this, you want to truly believe in what you're seeing. Like, this is going to happen for me, but in present tense, like you're already achieving it. And then the law of attraction is a lot to unpack. So, I mean, to give it basic understanding, understanding. It's just putting out good energy so that you will get good energy in return. The fourth and final thing to do to be your better self in 2021 is to become a morning person. And before the night owls come for me, I used to be a night owl myself. I stayed up every single night until around 3 a.m. but I changed that this past year. And I do have recommendations if you have trouble getting up early. So first, when that alarm goes off, get out of bed and make your bed right away so that you cannot get back in it. Second is to set your phone across the room so you physically have to get out of bed to go get your phone. Third, if you can't get out of bed, this is my biggest tip. Count to 3 and just get out. Next, set the intention the night before that you will wake up at this time. Visualize yourself at 7 a.m. or whatever time you plan on getting up, of you getting out of the bed, going to grab your phone and making your bed. All the steps that you need to complete the next morning. Whatever you do, don't get on your phone in bed. You will stay in your bed for hours if you do this, so I highly recommend to not do that. Very important tip is to go to bed earlier. So I usually recommend around 10 to 11 p.m. if you want to wake up anywhere from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. I think that the latest you should probably go to bed is around 11 because you do need sleep. Sleep is very, very important for all your bodily functions. Next tip is to make a breakfast that gets you excited to get out of bed. So for me, that would be making an oatmeal that I really like with lots of yummy toppings and stuff like that. For you, it might be pancakes or toast or whatever you're into, even your morning coffee. Just get excited about that. And I feel like that really helps me get out of bed. And then the last tip I have for this is to move your body in the morning. Some people don't have time to work out in the morning, and that's completely fine. If you do, it's great. But if not, you can get out of bed, do some jumping jacks, do a yoga flow, do a couple push-ups, like anything to move your body, and just get the blood flowing is perfect. So with all that being said, those are my tips for you guys to become your better self in 2021 and glow up mentally and physically. If you guys like this video, make sure to comment down below and let me know what you'd like to see next. Also check out my other videos. If you want to get inspired, I have tons of health vlogs on my channel that you guys can watch. And I also post a ton on my Instagram and TikTok every single day, so make sure to follow me there. I'll see you guys in my next video. I'm sending you all the love and all the good vibes for 2021. Bye!